Hi everybody, my name is Terry Hoknes, Saskatoon historian. I've lived here my entire life, age 47 right now. For the past 6 months I have been reading page by page every day, every page of the Star Phoenix newspaper, and I've been working backwards. I started at 1970, then went to 69, 68, on, and I'm currently in the middle of 1962. I'm going to show you my process of how I find these articles online and how I save them, and then I share them on our Saskatoon discussion group on Facebook. We've got 13,000 people reading, and I post, oh gosh, about 50 articles on average a day, and I try to go through, I don't know, a lot of articles each day. So right now I am at August 4th, 1962. So here's my process. We got Joni Mitchell's debut album playing in the background to get us in the mood for some Saskatoon history of the 60s. So I always start off, another Saskatoon historian, Eleanor Kennedy, has a great website. She's linked a whole bunch of the most useful sites, and so we're going to use that here today. Her site is called saskatoonobituaries.blogspot.com, and what she is doing is going through every page of every day of the newspaper the same way I am, and she is archiving every obituary, and she's now back to the 1930s. I'm doing a bigger project because I'm archiving every music-related article, all the tours, all the concerts. I'm also archiving anything to do with history of the city, and so new businesses coming and going, the end of buildings being torn down, and of course any shocking news, any weird stories that made the news, and there's a lot of them. And so here's what they do. I'm going to scroll down this page. You can see here's her Eleanor Kennedy's obituary list for 1940, which is what she just completed. And we're going to use links on her page that take us to the Saskatoon Star Phoenix. And these are hosted at news.google.com. And we're going to do a search for August 4th, 1962. That's where I am in my research. And all I have to do is search for that date. Click on the link. I'm going to expand it. You'll see I use a very large 40-inch monitor so I can read everything, because I don't like to read small print, though this is still pretty small. And so what I do is I start skimming titles for anything that I think is of interest to Saskatoon history or just entertainment value. Usually the front page of the Star Phoenix at this time was international news, so usually I don't find anything on the first page. But let's go into page number 2. I'm going to blow it up larger so I can start checking the headlines. I look at obituaries, and anyone who came to Saskatoon 1907 or earlier, I try to make note of those and save those obituaries so we can have the earliest Saskatoon residents indexed. So here, for example, Anne Nuttall came here in 1913, so I'm going to skip her, though she will be indexed in the obituary list. So if you are a relative of that person, you could at least still find out where they are in the Star Phoenix. So I'm going through the articles here. Here's one about pigs, so I'm going to skip the articles on this page. Nothing there too noteworthy. Here's a great picture of the downtown look of Saskatoon in August 1962. That is a great picture. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to print my screen, and what that does is then I can take what's on my screen and print it into a photo program, and I'm going to use the program Paint, which is a basic one from Microsoft. So you can see I just pasted it in. I am going to shrink it back down a bit. Here I'm getting some Facebook notifications. I get a lot of posts every day. I'm going to shrink this down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it, and then make it nice and tidy. That's a nice picture. And then I have to go save as, and I'm going to name it. I have a special folder in my computer where I save all my files. I've already got 800 articles from 1962 I have saved so far. Here's yet another one. So I'm going to name it, and I name all my files with keywords so that, again, I could find them later on. So 1962 Star Phoenix. I'm going to type real estate. That's kind of a keyword I use. I'm going to put downtown aerial view photo. I'm going to put train, railway, CNR, 19th Street, 1st Avenue, and the date, August 4th. Okay, I'm going to save that. Then if I want to share this file on Facebook on our group, I'm just going to save that. I'm going to go over to Facebook. I have us opened up. Our Facebook group is called You Knew You Grew Up in Saskatoon. If you can remember, you can also do a search for it by facebook.com/groups/Saskatoon Memories just slash. Okay, and then right here I've got it set as my main page when I open my browser. And I'm going to go link the picture, and probably within a few minutes I'll get some people commenting on this picture. I get a lot of comments with our 13,000 members, so you'll notice I'm getting posts and updates from people constantly. Every minute there's a few new likes from people, or some people comment on things I post. Okay, so let's on to the next thing though. We're not done. That's just one clipping. Here's some people in politics. There is a lot of politics, of course, so I generally skip that unless it's a major event. Here's a review of a play, so I'm going to skip that. I haven't been saving too many drama things unless they're important. We're on to the next page, which is sort of the music and entertainment page with the movie listings. This is where I get a lot of advertisements for restaurants and also for concert events. And so right there I see that at the Silver Park Hall, just on the east side of Saskatoon, Clem Jelowitz is playing with the Canadian Polka Kings. And one of the main things I'm doing is indexing anything related to music. So I open up a spreadsheet that I've started where I'm indexing every concert ever to happen in Saskatoon in the 1960s. And so from there, I'm going to take that information, Clem Jelowitz. I've already got him typed here because he's performing there all the time. And here we go, we've updated that on my spreadsheet. So now I'll know that they performed there on that date. I'm going to go through the page and see if we can find some more. Here we go. There's a dance party by the Playboys at the Red Mill. 6 miles east on Highway number 5. Another dance hall that happened every weekend. And I'm just going to check my spreadsheet quickly to see if the Playboys had ever played there before. And the answer is no. So, the Playboys performing the first time at this particular venue, the Red Mill, which was only around until 1962. So this is one of the last dances there. So again, we pasted this into Paint, and I'm going to crop it. I'm going to save it. And again, I'm going to put some keywords. This time, music, the Playboys, the Red Mill, Dance Hall, Highway number 5, and the date, August 4th. Generally, I don't share all the music posts on the Facebook group because there's just too many of them, and not everybody's interested. But I do have a separate Microsoft Works word processor page that I keep open where I paste all the music related articles. And you'll see for 1962 I've already got 270 pages worth of music related articles. So we're going to paste this one at the very bottom. Again, there's all the keywords I just typed. And then I'm going to take this dance party information. I'm going to paste that there. And also, on my spreadsheet, we have to remember to mention that the Playboys played at the Red Mill that night. Okay, so that's 2 dances on that particular evening. Let's see if there's any others. There was a bingo that night. I'm going to skip that. Over here, we've got ads for the Golden Dragon, Saskatoon Airport Terminal Restaurant. I've got lots of articles for them already, so I'm going to skip those today. But here's a 3rd dance on that night. I'm going to blow this up by zooming in. Again, we're going to save this document here. Actually, I might not need to now that I think about it. I think I already have this one. This is the Imperials Twist and Rock and Roll Band playing at the Crossroads Club in Pike Lake, which Pike Lake held a dance there every week at that time in 1962. So let me just go check my list here. We'll see if I've already got them playing there. And it looks like yes, I do. So I'm just going to add that to my list of concerts that happened in 1962. And you'll see here on my spreadsheet, look at, there's the list. These are all concerts that I have documented so far for 1962. Here's all the main clubs, nightclubs, venues that had regular weekly entertainment, like the Exhibition Stadium, the YMCA, the Mayfair Hall, the Suburban Restaurant, the Besborough Hotel, JD's, the Red Mill, the Legion, Silver Park Hall, and the Sutherland Hall are some of the main ones. Okay, we are on to now read page 5. And again, I'm going to scroll through the headings to see if there's anything that jumps out. Sometimes I grab interesting advertisements, anything to do with restaurants, schools, hotels, murders, weird crimes, anything from out of town, small town, major events, major debuts. Of course, obituaries of people, as I say, that are either pioneers or people of note in the city. All right, we're on to the next page. I'm looking for things to clip here. Right now, I'm going to skip, nothing there jumping out at me too much. And now we're on to the women's page. Sometimes I find some interesting things in here. Sometimes they publish the music-related articles in this section. Here's an interesting one. Frances Kutchell, now at the Paramount Beauty Salon. So let's take this one. This one's kind of interesting. There, of course, could be relatives or friends of this person, or they might remember getting their hair done at the Paramount Beauty Salon. So we're going to collect this one, and again, we're going to clip it and name it with a bunch of keywords here. Okay, so we've got 1962 Star Phoenix. We're going to type the word hair. Paramount Beauty Salon Limited, 145 2nd Avenue North. Frances Kutchell of La Belle. And Dorothy McLee is also mentioned. So we're going to keep those, August 4th. Once I name it, I'm going to copy and save that. I'm going to go back to Facebook. Paste in the name of my article, and then add the picture, add that, and you'll see that in just the last few minutes while I've been talking, Facebook notifies me I have 2 private messages sent, and I've got 26 comments from people with either just reactions, likes, or actual comments on all these posts that I have made recently. Alright, we're on to page 9. I'm looking for things to stand out. There's a lot of great weddings in every newspaper. Unfortunately, I decided I don't have the time to archive all of those, but I'd love to find somebody who would help do that, because I think that would be very useful for family tree and genealogy to have all the weddings in the Star Phoenix Index, because that has not been done by anybody anywhere. So this is information you simply cannot find except to scroll through every page like I'm doing. The fun thing about what I'm doing is I don't even know what I'm going to find, because it's just another day of the newspaper. I'm too young to even have lived through any of this. You'll see I'm getting a whole bunch of Facebook notifications again. Here's the sports pages. There's usually 2 or 3 of them. I only grab the ones that have really good pictures, usually of a team, and then they list all the names of the members. There is a Saskatchewan page where they have news for small towns. So, for example, here's a couple in Milden celebrating their 60th anniversary. Sometimes I keep those, again, if they're pioneers. Here's a brand new church in St. Walburg, so I'm going to take this one, because this one will be of interest to some people. So again, we are going to do a screen grab of this clipping, and then I'm going to, in Paint, I'm going to crop it. And St. Walburg Church, dedicated. So I need a bunch of keywords for this. We're going to start with church. This is the Trinity Lutheran Church, St. Walburg, dedicated by Reverend Kohler. John Klein is mentioned, and Mayor Tiemann. There's a photo, August 4th. Okay, there's all my keywords so we can find it later. Again, we'll go back to Facebook, the Saskatoon Memories page, and we're going to paste in my keywords and add the picture, the clipping we just took. So I'm fairly fast at this because I've done this like 10,000 times this year already. Alright, we're going to see if there's anything else. Here's the small print, wanted, ads, classifieds. There's just so many of them and they're small, so unfortunately these I do pass by. There's just not enough time to read every line, but I know I would find fascinating things in there if we could take the time. And then a lot of times you'll see this is the Saturday weekend newspaper, and it comes with a whole bunch of comic strips. Blondie, Joe Palooka, Dennis the Menace, some extra articles which are sometimes of interest, kind of to a younger audience reading. Here's Buck Rogers, Terry and the Pirates, some puzzles, Cappy Dick, Alley Oop, Dick Tracy, Archie. Archie was the hippest comic that was published back then. We didn't yet get any Marvel comics yet reprinted in the newspapers until probably the 1970s. Alright, we are done. That was 35 pages of the Star Phoenix for Saskatoon, August 4th, 1962. Not a really exciting day, but we pulled a few things and found a couple more music events of clubs that were happening. Maybe you were there if you were watching. So thanks for watching this. Check out our Facebook group, Saskatoon Memories. And thanks for watching this, and I hope to keep going. My goal is if I could get through every page of the Star Phoenix, I'd have to look at over 1 million pages, and I'm on my way, so I'll keep going. Thanks for watching.